Hey guys, this is Artillery Boy, and today, the moment you all been waiting for. Oh yes, I'm gonna do it. And it is the French ARFA. It's the gas mask comparison. Oh yes. Between the ANP-VP F1 and the Polish MP5. Now, if you want me to do the reviews will be in the link in the description. So, I'm not going to go everywhere on doing the full-blown reviews. What I'm doing is a comparison video. Let us begin. Now, as for the carriers. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the squared one on the MP5, but it does very much... It is very familiar to this one. The only difference is from this and the actual MP5 carrier that it has this type of material on there, like it is very much like this construction. Imagine this strap and the mechanism right on here. So that's the only difference between them two. Now let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of the video. Hey, can you tell the difference between them two? Well, yes, you can. Now, the clear dead giveaway on this and is the voice diaphragm. That's the most common one. Another one, which I do not have in my MP5, but it has the mask pull right on top of the mask. Meanwhile, for this one, does not have it. Now, I've actually want to point out about the Hungarian variant, which I will point this out. It is very familiar to this, but the difference is it doesn't have any of the stamps or anything as much. Now, if I observe, or get one of the Hungarian 93M, I will do a review and do all three of the comparison videos, so bear with me. But everything else, the construction is the same, which you can definitely tell there. Even very much everything. Now, the diaphragm cover is just the same, but the diaphragm inside of it is the same. You can see inside of it? Yeah, you can see inside of it. Let me give a little light on this thing. It has holes in there. This one has, inside of it, it has holes in there. It's just the same thing. Now, on the harnesses, you can see the difference on there too. Now, if you see it upside down on the harness, the MP5 will have the mask pull on there, and then it will have the R1, R2, -R2. Meanwhile, for the French one, the ANP-VP F1, and even the Hungarian 93M will have the MRE on there. On the ANP-VP F1, it will have MRE2. And you get the T3, T4. But inside, now, another difference is, of course, the stamps on them. This one has mine's on the ANP-VP F1 mine's have a 319. But everything else, and I mean everything else, will be the same. Now, looking at the bottom of the mask, and I'm gonna go take care of the harness itself. The MP5 does not have anything on the bottom of the mask. For the ANP-VP F1 will have a marking on there. engraved marking on there. Now, inside of the mask, and it is very much the same thing inside of it. Yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, have the same system as the ANP-VP F1. So that's the only thing that is changed. There's nothing in there. And oh yeah, even the voice emitter piece that I was mentioning inside the voice diaphragm is in there. It's the same construction. So I think the reason why people always, yes, I'm gonna say it here. I think the reason why people always be confused as this as the MP5. Now, it's okay. Some people who are new don't even know the difference on there. But it's because of the distributors don't even get any research of it. Even Mike B calls this as an MP5. Meanwhile, for the one that I purchased, that now when this thing came out, and this thing become really popular in the surplus market, I bought the MP5, which I thought it was going to be like this, and until I've actually, and this one's from a UK, got this from UK. You know, this one, very common, which he said this was an MP5. So I just seen a ton of videos of it. And when I've got the real MP5, it was look like this. So I think because of it, distributors did any research on what this mask is. They decided to be saying this is an MP5. So yeah, and also if this was an actual MP5, and as I mentioned on my ANP-VP F1 video, that there was a 10 variant of it, which it has the same polka dotted holes. Unlike now, there is another variant to this one, which is the MP5U, which is for Ukrainian. So that is, I think I didn't mention that in my MP5 review, but that's the only difference on them. Now, the only difference on the MP5, which has a different variant, the MP5U will have another exhale valve than a drinking straw system. Yeah, it will have another one of these pieces on this side. So, what's the lesson here, folks? Just take a good hard look on the diaphragm pieces, and you can tell, or even the mask pole on there, or even on the head harness. Now, that wraps up the MP5 and the ANP-VP F1. So, as you all know, I hope eBay listings can rename the mask to this one, to ANP-VP F1, and then the real one, who can find this, is the real MP5. Now, to be fair, the MP5 is becoming a little hard to find these days, but you can find a lot of these around the ANP-VP F1s. So, also, another thing you can tell from... Oh yeah, I will... And then, I forgot to bring this up, and let's go bring it up here. Is the filters. Yep, this is the French version, which, if you find a lot of... They say that MP5s, and they do be confused as this as an MP5 filter, but here is the real MP5 filter. This is called the FP5. This is the most filter that I used on a lot of the Ghost-related masks. Well, for this one, this is for the actual ANP-VP F1 mask. And that's the only difference of it. It's completely different. Yeah. That is the only... It actually is completely different story. So, yes... If this was an MP5 filter or the FP5, so let's go put this claim to the test, and I'm bringing a Ghost filtered mask. This is the SHM62U. Well, I've actually made a video of me, doing a disassembly video. So, this is the good filter that you could use on your mask or your Gauss filter mask, the ones with the Gauss thread. Look pretty good. So that one works good. Let's go see about this one here, the French mask, when they call this as a ANP-VP filter. I've seen some of them on the description on the eBay listings. Well, I gotta say that's actually okay, since those type of masks, or rather the ANP-VP and the ANP-VP F1, are Stanag filters or Stanag threads. So yes, brought that claim to the test. So let's go wrap up the video. Wraps up. Oh, man, that was confusing. That wraps up the comparison video. Yep, that wraps up the comparison video of the ANP-VP F1 and the ANP-VP. So let's hope, and I hope, that people who sell this does see this video and see, I better go change the name to the actual name, ANP-VP F1, and the real deal, the ANP-VP. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment down below and subscribe. I'm Artilla Boy, and I'm signing out.